Thank you very much at the outset, sir, for having given me this opportunity. And today my topic would be refractive surgery and MS39. How would it be useful? I would just be touching upon the basics as the following speakers would be discussing in detail about it. So, as we all know, MS39 allows for accurate measurement of the anterior segment with the help of topography maps and OCT sections. So it combines both. It works on Placido disc as well as the ASOCT methodology. So the important maps that are needed for any refractive surgery are the 4-map refractive maps: thickness screening, keratoconus screening, the Gaussian curvature map, Zernicke analysis, the epithelial wavefront analysis, optical quality summary, pupillography, and tear film analysis. So the 4-map refractive again provides complete basic information about the topography of the patient's cornea, and it also gives us an idea about the sagittal anterior curvature, the corneal thickness, anterior elevation, and the posterior elevation. The new thickness screening map which is available is the epithelium thickness map, the stromal thickness map, and the stromal elevation map. I think these maps are not available in the regular pentacam or other screening modalities that we have. So I know there is one more speaker who's going to be talking to us in detail about the epithelium thickness map. So this is what you see. The epithelial map uses the OCT for measuring the epithelium, and it measures about 9 millimeters of the epithelial surface. The corneal epithelium is actually able to remodel itself and mask topographic and keratometric abnormalities of the underlying Bowman's membrane. And it actually masks any stromal irregularities in conditions like keratoconus. So imaging and analyzing the corneal epithelium and stroma independently can actually give us a better understanding of what exactly is happening in the cornea. And these maps can help us customize any flap thickness, or it can also help us assess any irregularities that's causing abrasions post-refractive surgery. So this is again, what you see is the stromal thickness map. And the stromal elevation map again can give us an idea of if there is any ectatic disorder, and it can also pick up any subclinical or preclinical diseases. So this is the keratoconus screening, which is a part of this software. This actually gives us an idea of every map separately. So it splits the the anterior surface, the posterior surface, the epithelial thickness, stromal thickness, and the total corneal thickness. Everything is divided, and it gives us an idea of what exactly is causing an issue and whether the patient that we are screening is the right candidate for any refractive surgery. Again, it also gives us an idea about the ABCD classification, that is keratoconus staging. So the advantage of the Bellin ABCD staging is that it's centered on the thinnest point of the cornea rather than the apex of the cone, and it looks at both the anterior and posterior surfaces of the cornea. Again, keratoconus follow-up, when we have a patient who's coming to us regularly, we're able to have series of scans, and it actually tells us whether the patient is progressing, if there are any stromal changes per se. So this gives us an idea as to whether the patient needs to go in for corneal cross-linking or any such management surgeries. Again, we have something called the Gaussian curvature map. So the Gaussian curvature is nothing but it is the product of the steepest and the flattest local curvatures at each point on the given surface. So both the sagittal and tangential maps show the curvature values of the surface along the meridians. In other words, they do not actually consider the surface curvature in sections different from the meridional one. So Gaussian curvature actually of a point on a surface is the real curvature, and it represents an intrinsic property of the surfaces. So, but it is nothing but just the product of the steepest and the flattest local curvature at each point. So it is able to precisely locate the corneal apex objectively, and it also negates any astigmatism and projects ectasia for us. Next, coming to the Zernicke analysis, as we all know, Zernicke actually helps us to simplify the wavefront technology by combining all the aberrations into one simple map. So the Wavefront analyzer software that's available will actually will give us an idea about the information, and also it will give us the refraction and diopters. So next, the epithelium wavefront analysis map. So epithelial map, as I already said, uses the 9mm zone of the epithelial surface, and it actually gives us an idea to analyze the corneal epithelium and stroma independently again, and also tells us what exactly is causing issues. This is the optical quality summary map. This is something which I really like because it gives us an idea or simulation of what the patient is actually seeing. And then when you have a modality where you could actually click on the map to see if the aberrations are causing any vision distortion. So when you remove it, you will know how exactly the patient will visualize, especially when you're planning for something like TCAT. So again, this is the bilateral summary map of enantiomorphism. Enantiomorphism is nothing but it is the mirror symmetry between the right and the left corneas. So basically, it helps to differentiate between the normal and keratoconic eyes by analyzing inter-eye corneal asymmetry and also the differences between the flat and steep keratometry readings and anterior elevation difference at any point, at the thinnest point, especially on the cornea. So this again can help us compare simultaneously. Pupillography, again, it's able to, the pupillography is measured both in photopic, mesopic and scotopic visions. So this actually helps in planning the optical zone for us during surgery. So this is again useful. Tear film analysis for any refractive surgery. It is good to analyze the tear film before we take the patient up for surgery, just to avoid dryness and other problems that they're going to face because of dryness post surgery. So this machine is also able to give us an idea about the average tear film breakup time, non-invasive breakup time again. So why would we prefer this? When a lot of people might question as to why the other modalities can give us an idea about all this, but I think these are the advantages that this particular machine has. And I really like the epithelial map and the optical simulation summary that we get. Thank you, sir.